So are you going to office right now every day?
Yeah, almost.
Uh,
But today I'm in the home.
okay, okay. How it is? Hybrid mode or
No, it's
weekly
yeah, flexi.
flexible? Huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Tomorrow actually I need to go to office actually.
Okay.
So probably I will cover up to half an hour more today.
Okay.
So we'll cover. So tomorrow after 9, if it is fine for you, we can connect tomorrow. I will reach by 9 o'clock.
Okay. Sure.
So is it fine tomorrow after reaching home, or we'll cover today half an
Yeah,
hour
I
extra?
think no, today it's extra half price fine. Even tomorrow, if it's at 9, then we'll see. We'll think of
Okay.
it tomorrow. Even that's possible tomorrow, even at 9. But
Mhm. Okay. Uh-huh. Fine. Yeah, I will. I will let you know tomorrow. Anyway, we will cover half an hour more today.
okay.
We'll just, yeah. Fine. Okay. Let me share my screen.
Can you can you let me know the assignment which you have given prime numbers? It's,
Prime numbers, right?
yes.
So are you able to write the program?
No, I was not able to write it, and I saw the solution, but even it was a bit confusing for me.
Okay, okay, okay. Let's start with that, right? It's better if we can start with that prime numbers. Let me share. You are able to see?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Suppose let me take one logic, existing logic. I can explain in detail so that
Okay.
it will be useful for you. So it has printed 29 is not a prime number. So I have given the number 29. So it executed some logic. Based on that logic, it is printing whether that is a prime number or not. So what is that logic they are checking? Let me try to explain you. So what is the prime number thing? So if you what generally 1, 3, 5, 7, 11. So what is the prime number logic according to our mathematics?
I think it's not multiplied by any number.
Okay. So the remainder cannot be 0, right? Suppose if I take 7 until that number. So if I divide 7 by 1, 7 by 2, 7 by 3, 7 by 4, 7 by 5. So until that number, only 1 and that number only. If you divide with that same number or divide by 1, then only remainder should be 0. Otherwise, remainder should not be 0. So in that case only, we will call that as a prime number, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So here, let me take some small number, 5. So 5 is a prime number, right? And 3. 3 is a prime number. Suppose 4. So 4 is not a prime number. Okay. So here what we are doing, let me try to explain you. Number we have given is 4. And one boolean variable we have taken. So we spoke about boolean variable, right? Whether it holds the value like either true or false. So initially we are initializing with the false. Next we are trying to use for loop because until number 4 we have to divide it with multiple numbers. So for that reason we are using for loop, right? So anyway, any number is divisible by 1, right? So that is the reason I'm starting from 2, right?
Okay.
And int I equal to 2. So here I is the new variable. Here itself I am defining. Each time the variable value will be so each time. So it's a inline declaration. So we can declare in the for loop also, inside the for loop also. So here int I nothing but outside in if I use int I or here int I also, both means same. This is inline declaration.
Okay.
So if I remove if I define the int I outside also, that is fine. So in that case I should not use int here. So we can use we can write anyway. So here for they have used inline int I equal to 2, I is less than or equal to. In my case my number is 4 and I value is 2 and 2 is less than or equal to my number is 4. What is 4 by 2? And 4 by 2 quotient will be 2, right?
2.
So 2 is less than or equal to 2, right? So
Yes.
that is condition is right. It will go inside, right?
Okay.
And 2 percentile, my number is 4. 4 percentile, my I value is 2. 4 percentile 2. So if I divide 4 with 2, what will be the remainder? 0.
0.
So that condition is true, right?
Yes.
So if that condition is true, I'm making that flag. I have a variable called flag.
Okay.
I'm assigning value to, I'm changing that value to true. That means it is divisible by one number is also enough for me, right? So
Yes.
it is divisible by one number. My flag is true. I don't need to execute further. That's the reason I am asking the logic to be break. So for that we can use the break keyword. So here is the default keyword where if you want to stop the execution or stop that particular condition or come out of from some condition, we can use the break statement in the Java, right? So that's how it will work. So it breaks means it came out from this for loop, right?
No.
After that, if not flag, that means what is the value of the flag? True here. So if not to true, if not to true means what? False. Suppose if flag, suppose you can say not to true means what? False, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's nothing but here the meaning is flag equal to false. That's we are checking, right? So the condition we are checking. So if that condition is true, that means
So in this, I have a doubt here. In
yeah,
this
yeah.
case, so why this flag variable will consider only true? It was set false in the beginning, right?
Mhm, mhm. Yes. So
So
why we are setting to true means, see, instead of that flag, I can say uh, is divisible by other number. So this is my condition, right? I want to check this is divisible by other number. So initially I'm thinking that is false. So I'm thinking that is false. If this condition, if this logic proves that condition is true, that means my given number is not a prime number, right? It is not meeting my expected formula. That means I am setting that value to true. That means it is divisible by another number which is true, because 4 is divisible by 2, that is true. That means it is divisible by other number, that is true. So when that condition met, so we will simply say that is not a prime number, right?
yes.
Yeah. So is divisible by other number. Let me simplify for you. If it's a divisible by other number, I can say it's not a prime number, right?
Yes.
Otherwise, it's a prime number. Is it clear now? So I'm just making is divisible, trying to check the condition is divisible by other number, right? So how I can determine that value based on some condition. So some mathematical formula. So that mathematical formula I'm executing here. So
Okay.
if that condition true, then I'm making this variable. I'm assigning the true to this variable, right? That means if the condition is true, that is not a prime number.
So I have a
Otherwise,
doubt
it's a
here.
prime.
So is it okay in the initial stage, boolean, this variable, this can be blank? I mean, uh, can it
Yeah,
be, yeah, will
can
not
it
assign
be?
any
Yeah,
data.
it can be empty also, no issues. But
So
the problem is in the compilation errors will come, right? So anytime in any pro, if you want to use boolean, right? Whenever you write some logic on the boolean, you should always initialize it to false. It's a recommended.
oh,
It's a recommended thing.
oh,
Suppose after declaring it, right? So it has so much intelligence, right? So forget about this. So what it is saying here, the local variable is divisible by other number may not have been initialized. Why this is saying that? So there will be chances like the control will not this code may not be executed, right? So that's the reason it is by this intelligence it is saying that, so it doesn't have any value. So how can I compare whether it is a true or false? So that's the reason it's always better to initialize boolean variable.
okay.
Yeah. So simple thumb rule is boolean thing is whether some condition is true or not. So based on that condition output, so we will decide our expected outcome is correct or not. Got the
Okay.
point?
Yes.
Yeah.
In this for loop, when I is less than equal to num by 2,
Right, right.
then it
Yes.
went to if condition.
Right, right.
But what about plus plus I?
So next time what will be plus 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 is nothing but
Will increment.
incrementing by 1.
Yes.
So I equal to I plus 1. Next time I will be 3. So next then 3 less than or equal to 2. So the condition false. Then it will not go inside. Plus 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 like I plus plus or plus plus I both are same. I plus plus or plus plus I nothing but nothing but I equal to I plus 1. Both will do increment only. Okay. So
Yeah.
but only difference is if I use I plus plus, it will increment and assign that updated value to that variable. So that means I plus plus means I equal to I plus 1. That means I value incremented and that suppose current value of I is 2. Then if I add 1, then value will be 3. The updated value is stored in I. So plus
Okay.
plus I means first it will increment, then then assign. So that is the only difference. That is the internal thing. But as a output, both will not have any difference, right?
No.
Yeah. Yeah. So as a standard practice, we will use I plus plus only. So
Okay.
yeah, you got the uh, logic now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. This is okay, but the assignment which was given is
Mhm.
print prime numbers between 1 to 100.
Yeah, 1 to 100. In that case, I should use another for loop. So this is my logic, right?
Yeah.
So for this logic, I want to, so here I have given my input. So
Okay.
in that case, I need to give some range, right?
Hmm.
So I just need to add one another worker for k equal to 1. K is less than or equal to 100. K plus plus. So here what k, right? So in this case k, because each time or else I can say like this, instead of k I can say num. My num is less than or equal to 100. Same thing, num. Same thing here also, num.
So should this for loop, I mean, why it is after above boolean? Can
Each time that has to be changed, right? So yeah, that is fine. We can keep here also, outside also, that is fine. Because for each number the value will be changed, right?
yes.
That's the reason each iteration it has to be initialized to false.
Okay.
You got my point? So
Yes.
suppose for 1 and 3, suppose 3 it is true.
Mhm.
For the to check the next number, first it has to initialize to false, right? So that's the reason I have put in inside. So for we can declare like this if you want, but initialization we can maybe do inside. Just variable we can declare here. We can initialize value to that in the inside the for loop. Let's run this. See, is it correct? 1 is a prime number, 2 is a prime number, 3 is a prime number, 4 not, 5 is a prime number, 6 not, 7 is prime. So 8 is not, 9 is not. Is that correct, right? Everything?
Yes.
Yeah. Just we should understand the logic first, right? So that's how I tried actually. So I explained you the logic first. Then I try to explain you the given range. So this is initially explained for a given number, what is the logic to find out whether it is a prime number or not. So after that, in the given range of values, I want to find out what are the prime numbers, right? So if I want only, so my question is only to print the prime numbers, right?
Yes.
So in that case, what I should do, if not, just I will remove the sales case and just I will remove this message. Just I want to print some space. That's it. Let's see. See 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. Only prime numbers displayed, right?
Yes.
And if I don't want new line, just I will use print. See 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, like that. So this is my exact question. So to make you to understand, we had in if else conditions. Yeah.
Mhm.
So for the for our requirement, if you want prime numbers, we can display only those. Clear now?
Yeah, it's clear.
So here we have used nested for loops. So inside a for loop, another for loop we have used, right? So we have covered that nested for loops concept, and inside nested for loops, I have covered. We have used if condition, and whenever we want to break come out from the some loop, we can use the break keyword. So that's all the things we learned from this program.
So what will happen if we remove the break?
It will keep on, right? If I remove the break, execution time will be more.
Okay.
Suppose 10 is suppose you have the number 10.
Okay.
So if the suppose when it divisible by 2 itself, it got the remainder 0. That means it's not a prime number.
Right.
So if I don't put a break, then it will execute until for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 also, 8, 9 also. But we don't need, right? If it's at least divisible, if it at least divisible by at least one number, that is enough for us, right?
No.
So to say it's not a prime number, that's the reason. So to save the execution time, we are using break here. So unnecessary checks. So we are avoiding the unnecessary checks here. You got the point?
Yes.
Yeah.
So break is for, is it for if condition or it's for loop?
For loop.
Break. Okay.
Break is for loop. Yeah. Okay. So clear, right? About
Yes.
this. Okay.
Yes.
So as of now, we discussed about some data types, some operators, or what are the different loops. For loop, while loop, we have discussed. And yeah, this is some sample program for prime numbers. So like this, we have so many programs we can try. Yeah, let's. I will give after this class. So let's move on to another thing, another concept. So switch case we have. That's let me create another. So what is the switch actually? So switch is nothing but when you have multiple cases. Suppose in our organization we will have the role codes, right? So for each role, we will have some codes. 401, 402. Associate levels will have some role codes, and senior associate levels will have some role codes. For manager level, we have some role codes. So based on our role code, our role name will be there, right? So,
Yes.
so in that case, it will be useful actually. So, or else we have weekdays. We have suppose week for each weekday we have number 1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So based on the week number, we can say a weekday, right? So in
Yeah.
that case, if you have multiple options and to pick the right one, we can use the switch case, right? Suppose we can take anything like a day. Uh, so I can use one thing called switch and day case. So day code I can say.
పొద్దున్న తీసుకోలేదమ్మా అయ్యో నన్ను చెప్పొచ్చు కదా నాకు పాన్ లేవు సార్ పొద్దున్న దాని అమ్మ ఫోన్ చేస్తే
Okay. So here, just I tried to write a sample program, which is simple logic actually. So based on the code, day code I have given, I want to know the day name, right? So if I based on suppose 2 means that is the second day, Tuesday. So I want to print that day name, right? Here, switch means if you want, if you have different conditions. but at any point in time, only one logic to be executed. Suppose if the here switch, after switch one variable we will check here day code. So whatever the input, we have in this variable, so based on this, if the day code equal to 1, execute this block. If the day code equal to 2, execute this block. Day code equal to 3, execute this block. So only one logic will be executed, but that variable may have the different possible values. So based on that, we can have the different logics, right? So in that case, this case statement will be useful.
No.
So here also we use the break. So this here the break we are used to come out from this complete this complete switch block, right? And what is the default thing here? Suppose I have given outside range. Suppose 8 I have given. So for the value 8, I don't have anything. In that case, whatever the logic I mentioned in the default section, so that should be executed. See, not a valid day. So day equal null. So here just I initialize to null, right? That's the reason. Played as null here. So not a valid day because the condition there is no case for the value 8. That's the reason it went to default and it executed the piece of code. That's about this.
So default is it for switch?
Yeah, it is for switch.
Okay.
So we can have n number of cases along with default case. And default case is not a mandatory thing. It's not a mandatory thing, but it's better to have it so that we will know what exactly happened. No case was met. That's the reason it executed the default code. Yeah.
So default is
Is a keyword. Default is a keyword. Predefined keyword.
default.
So default means do this. Just by default do this.
Yeah.
Even
Default
though
will only use when we use a switch condition.
right, exactly. Right, correct.
Okay.
So default keyword will be used along with the switch case. Okay. So this is one thing.
And
So
case one, case two, these are not values, right? These are only text.
no. The value of this variable. If day code is 1,
Okay.
then if so this is nothing but right. 1 means if day code equal to 1. That means we are checking that value here.
Okay.
Right. So in the same way, we can have different thing, right? So suppose consider that I have given the day name. So in that case, here I will write the day name. Let me write this as well for your convenience. Just for commenting, we will use Control Shift / button. The complete code will be commented out. / it will be commented out. Control Shift /.
Oh.
Like question mark key will be there, right?
Yeah.
So to comment multiple lines at a time, you can use that shortcut. Control Shift /. Suppose if I want to comment single line at a time, /.
Okay.
So this is so commenting is nothing but if we feel that the code is not required, we can comment that. That particular line commented code will not be executed whenever you run the program, right?
No.
So here consider that I have a day code something like 0, day name I have given. So I am giving Wednesday something like that. My Wednesday is my name. This thing is so if I want, so day name I want to check. So here, see, this has shown some errors. Why? Type mismatch. Why the type mismatch? Cannot convert from integer to string. So it's expecting a string value, but we got integer, right? Here. So one is nothing but number, right? That is nothing but integer. So that is the reason it is expecting a string actually, because what is the variable we took here? Day name. So it is of type string. So it will expect string only. So to provide the string, I can use double quotes. Thanks.
So case is the keyword here
Right.
for the switch condition.
Right. So for the switch condition, case is a keyword, default is also a keyword. And here I want to know that also we can say day name also here. If I given the shortcut, I can print the full name also here, right? Just I'm giving the short code here. Based on the short code, I'm assigning the full name here, full code. So in that case, I don't need day code also. So I just stopped my logic, just changed my logic. Say because I'm printing the day name right at the end. Just so day is Wednesday because I have given the day name as WED. So you have to understand the thing here. Just so whatever the input I given, if that matching with exactly with this case value, the value provided here, then this particular code will be executed. So that is the logic here. That is the concept. Okay. Any confusion?
Oh, okay.
So if I want day code also, some other line I can use day code equal to 1. So so any number of lines I can have in this thing. Just elaborating the logic. So because we haven't defined that variable, that's the reason it is showing that error. So some warning is displayed, right? Day code it is not been used. Day code is not used because we haven't printed anything on that, or we haven't checked any condition on that, right? That's the reason. But that's a warning. It's not necessarily we need to have it. So Wednesday, the day code is 3. So as many number of lines I want, I can have. according to my requirement, right? So based on the variable I have given, it will try to check that value and it will execute the particular case.
Okay. So in this case, for switch condition, can we use if condition? See if we enter something, some day in switch. So if some day is this,
Mhm.
and if the day is this,
Mhm.
and we'll print the day code.
Okay, okay. Okay,
So
you don't want to always display the day code. Okay. So in that case, we can use this thing, right? Outside. So based on the day name, you want to add some condition, right?
yes.
Day name dot equals Tuesday. Then only you want to display the code.
What is equal to this?
Yeah, when we discussed about the different methods in the string, right? So if this value in this variable is equal to this value. So ignore case is nothing but even though the case is different, like a small t. So day name has a small t and this has a capital T. So it will ignore that case. So you asked about you asked one doubt, right? So when first I explained about content equals. So just I want to check whether both the value in this variable is equal to TUE, right? Suppose if it doesn't have to consider the case, then we have to use equals ignore case.
Okay.
So this one you are saying, right? A code we have to be displayed only in case of. But according to you, if you want to use any if conditions inside case, so that is also allowed. That is also allowed according to your logic, right?
But outside the switch condition, not in the switch condition.
No. Inside case also. So according to your requirement, I told you we need to we should write outside the. So your requirement is what? If the day name is particular day, then only you want to display the day code, right?
Yes.
So for that requirement, we should write in outside only instead of writing inside. Okay. But if a requirement is different, suppose uh, only for the particular day you want to have another. If you want to have some conditions, you can have if conditions inside the case. That's what I'm trying to make.
Okay.
Here we can add some if conditions also if you want.
Okay.
Suppose uh,
So if Tuesday, it's
suppose if it is Tuesday, I want to display it in uppercase.
okay.
And I want to print that in uppercase only in case of Tuesday, right? So day is Tuesday in the uppercase.
So no sys out is required for this condition.
Sorry.
You did not write this system out, right? Print condition here.
Here. So yeah, okay. Let me explain you. I thought I got your point exactly actually. So here we have declared some variables, right? That's it. And here some switch condition we wrote. So what is my sequence of execution? First this line, second this line, next this line, like this, right? So after this line will be executed.
Okay.
So after my switch case, definitely next line will be executed. So this is the line it is executing.
Okay.
Okay, so sequence of execution, right? So
Okay.
sequence execution will be line by line.
Okay.
So as after the switch statement, we have, so in these switch statements, we are not printing anything. So we are just assigning some values based on the conditions. Conditions nothing but just based on the values we are giving, based on the day names we are giving day code.
No.
Based on the day short name we are assigning day full name. Just we have assigned some values to the variables we displayed here. So after executing the after this happened, we are just printing my expected value is displaying or not. So this will always executed.
Okay.
System.out.println,
Okay.
right?
Right.
So even if I provide Saturday, it will done. Saturday, right? So this is common. So this will run definitely.
Okay.
Got it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Fine. So let's move to some. So as of now we are discussing about some data types, some variables, right? Some conditions, and assigning based on some conditions, assigning some values to the variables, right? So
Yes.
same thing, how we can achieve the reusability here. So each time I have to change my input, right? So if I want different thing, I have to change my input here. So I make it a reusable thing. So we can achieve that through methods. So method is nothing but a block of code which can perform some action, right? So
Yes.
let's talk about it. Uh, so this is a class, and in this class, I want to I can give any number. I want to find out addition of those numbers. Any number I can give at any point of time, but I can reuse that block of code, right? So I'm trying to do that actually. Public, so I can say addition. So for addition, what I need, two numbers I need, right? So
Yes.
integer A, integer B. So return type for method is missing. So if I want to return any value after addition, I can return the answer, right? I mean, so the result is what, if I add two numbers, what will be the result? That is also some other number, right?
Yes.
So that means when someone call this method, I should return that answer, right? So that is nothing but return type. So what is my return type? That is also a number. So what is the number data type? Integer. So I want to return a number. That's the reason I mentioned integer, right?
Okay.
Return sum equal to a plus b. Return sum. See, simple logic I wrote actually. So this is called a method I am saying. So this is a method I am saying. So in this method I want, so what is the method I want to do? What is the what I want to achieve, calculate here, addition I want to calculate. And for doing addition, I want two numbers. So these are my, so I will provide two numbers. For that reason, I have given two numbers. And after the addition, I want to return one result. That is the reason I mentioned into here. Right. And who should access this? Like I spoke about public, right? So anyone who created object for this class can access this. So this is called method definition, right? So blueprint method definition. So when someone calls this method, so this has to be executed, right? So this is method signature. This is method definition. So method signature, nothing but what is the access modifier, what is the return type, and what is the method name, and what are the parameters. So the inputs that I am providing are called parameters.
Oh.
You can say inputs.
So why is this outside this one?
Yeah. Coming to that point. I'm coming to that point. Let me first tell you this. Just specify. Here, return type. So we spoke about the class and objects concept, right? So when I started OOPS concepts, I started with what is the class, what is the object. So object is the object is identity which has the state and behavior. Class is the collection of objects, right? So Java is the object-oriented programming language, right?
Right.
So everything, whatever we do, whatever the program, whatever the logic we write, whatever the automation framework we are using, so every framework, Selenium WebDriver, everything is object-oriented. That framework is designed based on object-oriented concepts. That means you want to you want to use something, you need to create the class object of that class. Then you can use the methods of that class. So consider that this is a class, this is a method. If I want to use this method, I have to create the object of this class, right? So that is the fundamental thing here. So how we can create the object of the class? In the main, just to create the object of the class, what we need to do, class name space object name equal to new class name. So this is my syntax for creating an object, right?
Okay.
So for a class, to create an object, what is my class name here? Methods demo. So this is my class name, and this is my object name equal to. So here and then new is the keyword. Then my class name is methods demo. Brackets open and close, semicolon. So that here nothing but I have created the object for this class, right? So I can use any name here, demo object. I can use any name, user defined. This is the user defined name,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So this is comma class name should be same. So this is also should be same. New is the keyword, but this can be user defined, right? Okay. So I have the object created, right? So I can, if I want to use the methods inside this methods demo, I can do like demo object dot. So it will show me what are all the different methods I can use. So what is the method I have? Addition. So this is user defined method I have created, right? So this is user defined method. These are all built-in methods.
Yes.
These are all built-in methods, but I want to use user defined method, right? And in order to use that method, what are my parameters? I have to provide two parameters and the type integer, right? So it is showing me bold color int a. So you should provide a integer value, and then int b. You should provide the integer value,
Okay.
right? So if I want to, yeah, I know the answer, right? I am returning the answer here. So to save the answer, I want some variable right here. Sum equal to. So I declare a variable to find out the sum, and I'm trying to find out the sum based on the addition method available in the methods demo class, right? And then
Sum is already in the
that is
created
fine.
method.
That is fine. This is local to this method only.
Okay.
This is local to this method. This is local to this method. Okay. Yeah, that's a good point actually. Let me run this. So sum of the numbers 30. I have given the inputs 10 plus 20. So it calls this method addition. It will go inside, right? It will create some variable and it will do addition. Then it will return the value here, right? So sum of the numbers is 30. So the same thing I can do for multiple. So I can change the inputs here. So same method I can call as many number of times. So instead of writing sys out here, if I write here, right? So I don't want to return that value. So if I don't want to return anything, I can use the keyword void. Void means nothing but you are specifying that you are not returning anything, right? So here some value, some error came because that method is not returning anything, right? So type mismatch cannot convert from void to int. So void is nothing but it is not returning anything, but you are expecting some int value. So that is wrong, right? That is the reason it is showing some errors. Just I'm removing that. Let me run this now. Sum of numbers 30. So in the same way, I can have with different inputs. I can reuse that, right? So so each time what is input is changing actually, but logic will not be changed, right? So here what we are achieving reusability. So reusability of the code. See sum of numbers.
If yeah, I have a question here. So what is the difference if you uncomment the return, the same thing happening when we return or we are not returning, whatever?
Right, correct. Yeah. So here I tried to explain you. If we don't want to return anything, we can use void. And if we want to use if you want to print the answer here, right? If I want to print the answer here, each time I have to assign. Each time I have to assign that value here. Again, I have to print. For this also I have to print. For this also I have to print, right? If I don't write system.out.println here, I have to write this statement 3 times for each one.
Okay.
Okay.
So
So let me tell you in that case. So some kind. Let me extend this thing, right? Consider that we are returning something, and so result I can put result to avoid confusion. Result equal to something like this, right? I want to extend this. If result is greater than 1000, I can say I can have some logic, right? Uh, yes. Just I have added some conditions. So based on the result, I want to execute some code. Based on the result, I got, I want to execute some statements. So in that case also, it returned some result. Based on the result, it will print that particular message. Let me run it. So sum of the numbers is 30 and sum is less than 1000 because the result is less than 1000, right? Like that. Suppose I have given 1000 and 2000 here. So sum is between 2000 and 5000. So like that. So whatever the inputs it is, based on the answer I got, I want to execute some logic. So in that case, return statement is useful. Right? Okay.
But no, I'm a bit confused here. So if we did the if we make it, if we are not returning anything here in the method.
We are returning here.
Okay, suppose we are not returning anything here.
Okay.
Same thing will happen, right?
We're not returning anything here. Same thing will happen. You are saying, right?
Yes.
Same thing means this printing sum of the numbers. So this will be executed definitely, but this will not.
Can you uncomment this return once?
Uncomment and
Sorry,
under this void, right?
Hmm.
So here I will get errors because the result of this expecting you are assigning the result of this method. You are calling this addition method. So whatever the value returned, you are assigning to a variable, right?
Mhm,
But that method actually that method is not returning anything.
mhm.
So that is the reason it is saying cannot convert from void to int. Cannot convert from void to int means what? Void, we have mentioned void for the method signature. That means we specified method is not returning anything. But in the code, you return some integer variable equal to, you are calling that method. That means it is expecting some int value, right? Because result is not here, result data type is integer. So I'm expecting int value here. So that is the reason it is showing the error to me. So cannot convert from void to integer.
Okay.
Got it?
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. So let me extend this to some other, to combine this, right? Subtraction, multiplication. Right here, consider that I am not trying to print anything. I want to, so based on my input, I want to call the method actually, right? Suppose string operation. I want to use the switch case. Case add, then break is my common keyword. And what is my logic? I want to call the addition method. What is my object name? Demo obj dot addition. And I have my values. Int a equal to 30, comma b equal to 20. So these are my values. And I want to add both a and b. Right. Default. So here I have to change the logic also, right? Here difference, and difference equal to a minus b. Here product equal to a into b. And here I should print the difference. Here I should print the product. So here I should keep the value. Yeah. So here what I'm trying to achieve, I have three different methods for addition, subtraction, and multiplication. So based on my operation, whatever I have provided, I want to do addition or subtraction or multiplication. So here, if it is in case of add, I am calling the addition method. In case of subtraction, I am calling subtraction method. In case of multiplication, I'm calling multiplication method, right? So if the input is not matching with these cases, then print not a valid operation. So that is my simple ask, right? So consider that I have given multiplication here. So see, product of numbers 600. Got it? So what are the different concepts I have used here? I have created the object for a class. I'm calling a method from the class. I have used the switch case as well. Yeah, tell me. Yeah, you're asking something.
Yes. So you have declared variables. Sorry, in A equal to 30, B equal to 20.
Right.
So
right.
should this be same as the which we have mentioned in method above?
Where?
See here.
Okay, got it. Yeah. Let me explain you that. So here I am passing A and B right here.
Yes.
So here, what is my value for A? 30. What is my value for B? 20.
Right.
Then it will call the addition method. Then here for this variable, the value will be same thing, 30. For this second value, 20. Same
No,
thing.
my question is in the after creating the object in can this be C and D?
Right? We can have, yeah, we can. Here or in method you are saying?
Here in the bottom. Yeah.
Yeah, it can be D also. Yeah. It's a user defined. So variable is user defined. So the name is user defined. We can use anything. So, but we are trying to pass those, right? Variables. So same names it should give. So actually the name is applicable until this only. So until this method only. This variable names applicable until this method only.
No.
So whenever it is calling this, so those names are applicable until this method only. So it will just check like whether I'm expecting this method is expecting integer values. It only checks whether it is getting the same data type values or not. That is only it will check. Suppose if I give different things, right? Instead of C, I will give some string. So what it will say?
Then it will throw.
Yeah. See the method addition integer. So this is expecting addition of integer and integer.
Okay.
Is not applicable for the argument string and int. So we have provided one string and one integer, right? So that is not applicable. It is saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
And in the example in the addition method you have created.
1 minute.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. So, tell me.
So addition method you have created.
Mm-hmm.
It is adding two values.
Right.
So in the main method, we have declared three values.
So in the main method we have three. You have three values.
Yeah. Let's see the E. I have some value for E also.
Something like E
comma. Yeah.
equal to 50. Okay. I want to pass instead of D, I can pass C.
So we can only have two numbers
no,
here, two
no.
values here.
No. So to achieve that, right, we can have one more method. In C. Same method name, but arguments, 3 arguments. The result will be A plus B plus C. Okay.
Okay.
So, yeah, I can pass E also here. Let me see. So I have given add. I have to give add here. Sum of the numbers 100. Is that correct?
Yes.
So here we have achieved one more concept also here. I talked about function overloading, right? So method overloading. So in the case of polymorphism, we have one of the OOPS concept, polymorphism, right? So in that, I discussed about method overloading, one of the concept. So we will do the same thing. The difference will be in the parameters. So I told you one example. To draw a circle, only one radius is required. To draw a rectangle, length and breadth required. So here we are doing the same thing addition here, but number of arguments are different. So this concept is called method overloading. That means method name is same and number of parameters are different. Here we have 2 parameters. Here we have 3 parameters.
Okay. So yeah. Okay.
So today we learned about what is a class and what is a method, and how we can create an object, how we can call a method in that method of that class.
Okay.
Basic things we understood, right?
Yes.
I think we can wrap it up for today. I think.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. No problem.
Okay, tomorrow I will let you know about when we can join.
Yeah. Sure. No problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Bala.
Yeah, no issues. Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.